I want to ask you, just because you brought up crime and all that, 91 indictments against the former president. If he were to be convicted on any of those by a jury, I'm not talking about a judge in New York saying you owe this money or anything like that. That's one person. A jury of his peers. If there's a conviction, do you think that would disqualify him from the presidency?
Absolutely not, and it shouldn't.
Oh, boy. Can't wait to hear the reason why for this.
No sitting president has ever had to go through this kind of treatment. And it's appalling, and it's an embarrassment to the American people.
Well, he's not a sitting president now. It's right.
Right.
He's a former president, and these things happened while he was a former president.
Right.
Yeah. So, do you think that makes it a little different?
No.
Well, he was speechless after that last question. Let's see if these guys have a better answer.
The economy is now improving. The metrics we use to measure the economy, by those metrics, when we say it's bad, it's by those metrics. When we say it's good, it's by those metrics. It is improving according to those. Do you credit the president with that at all?
No, because I don't think he actually knows anything that's really going on, and I don't mean that in a mean way. I mean that he most times can't get a sentence out, and then they will tell you that it's because of his stutter problem or something. But, I mean, he can't even get up there Trump was on here for almost 2 hours, and he's still going, but Biden could not do that.
Are you sure about that?
Thrilled to be back in the beautiful Virginia. We went to the last two total. Last Tuesday, Michigan total was a record. Like, ding, boom. This is me. I hear, bing. You heard the hostages singing. That was the hostages. They're the J6 hostages, I call them, because they are. I'm being indicted for you. I am. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm allowed to do whatever I want. He stinks. That's not the kind of people, that we talk. This is a positive swamping.
That was just a short compilation of Trump mispronouncing words and rambling on and on and on. Anyone who's watched any of his speeches knows there's a lot of rambling. Just because he goes longer does not mean that it's better, does not mean that he's more coherent. What it means is that he's probably on some sort of medication like Ritalin or something that just keeps him going, some kind of uppers that keep giving him energy to ramble on and on and on and on. What's actually the bigger question to ask is, how do these people hang out there and listen to this guy ramble on? And then they go that next step of saying that, well, Joe Biden can't speak as long as Donald Trump, therefore he's not as capable of being a president as Donald Trump. I got some bad news for you guys. Donald Trump is only a couple years younger than Joe Biden, and his brain is probably more fried than anything that's going on in Joe Biden's brain. Joe Biden might be old, but he's definitely sharper than Donald Trump, who just rambles on and on and on and on. And now let's go to the bigger issue here. The unfortunate issue we have right now is we have two elderly gentlemen running against each other. If you ask my opinion, I would say there should be an age limit for how old you can be to run for president. I'm all for that. Let's get younger candidates that out there competing against each other. I'm all for that. But we are where we are. Now let's compare the two people. One of them is a criminal that's committed crimes. The other one is someone who's helped the economy come back after a worldwide pandemic and has done things such as pass the infrastructure bill. He's done such things as bringing the drug companies to the negotiating table to negotiate lower drug costs. He has done such things as forgive student debt to help those that are struggling under student debt to get a chance to build a little bit of an income for themselves. So Joe Biden has done all those good things while Donald Trump tried to overthrow an election. Don't forget that. These guys try to spin it as much as they can. You saw Donald Trump right there calling the people who attacked the Capitol on January 6th. He calls them hostages. That's what they're calling them now. They're calling them hostages. They are not hostages. They are criminals who broke the law. They are terrorists. They were inspired by words used by Donald Trump to try to overthrow a democratically elected president. And if these guys are so dumb that they cannot see that, then they deserve every little bamboozlement that they get from Donald Trump. These poor people keep going to his rallies, giving him their money. I think this is what happened. I think that Donald Trump in the 80s was watching all these televangelists go in front of these crowds of people and ask for money and then fly away on private jets. And he thought to himself, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take the money from these people that are dumb enough to give it to me. And I'm just going to tell them when they see that the sky is blue, I'm going to tell them it's not blue, it's green. And they believe him. I'm actually sad for some of these people because they're so dumb they cannot see it. I mean, these people going to the guy's rally and buying his hats. It's just sad. And he is the biggest swindler we've ever had. His last name should be Grifter. Donald Grifter. Please make that his last name. And please stop supporting this guy. I feel bad for you people. And please stop trying to compare Donald Trump with Joe Biden. It's just there's no comparison. It's like trying to compare a murderer with someone who's saving humanity. That's what you're doing. It's really just, it's almost offensive what you're doing. And so what do we got to do? What we got to do is we got to make sure that we register to vote because believe it or not, those people that go to his rallies are actually going to go and vote if they can figure out how to fill out a ballot. But if they do vote, then we're screwed. So what you need to do is register to vote. Make sure you vote. Make sure you don't vote for Donald Trump and vote for Joe Biden or vote for somebody who is not Donald Trump. That's really all I ask. Just vote for somebody who's not Donald Trump. That's all. Or Robert Kennedy Jr. Those two. Don't vote for those two guys. Basically leaves you Joe Biden. Just please, let's not live in a world where that guy is back and these numbnuts we just saw talking are able to say that they won. That would suck. Listen, guys, I'm comedian Maz Jobrani. I got a comedy special right here on YouTube. I think you need to laugh. Go laugh. Go check it out. It's called The Birds and the Bees. If you like it, tell your friends. Leave a super thanks. If you don't like it, keep it to yourselves.